Salute, salute. 12 round knockout is back. We back like we never left. Back like we never left. Salute to all my people. Salute to all my peoples. Okay, can you hear me in the chat? Okay, let me see. Salute, salute, salute. Salute, 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 salute. Salute to all my people. Okay, okay. Salute the chat. Say what's up. I see you in there. Talk about some boxing. I'm waiting for my man to come on. You know it's 7 o'clock. Yeah, yeah. Like, subscribe to the channel. You couple of people I see up there. Subscribe to the channel. Might as well subscribe. Might as well. Subscribe to the channel. There you go talking that boxing again. No, that's right. It's all good. Salute to all my real ones. Salute to all the homies back home. Eastwick. Salute to Eastwick. Salute to Rise Podcast. Salute to my man Hassan Lane. Supposed to have my boy coming up here. He fronting on me. We don't need him. Definitely don't need him. Subscribe. My link is in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. My link is in the chat. What's going on, people? What's going on in the sport of boxing right now? What's going on with Tank? What's going on with Tank? What's going on in the sport of boxing, man? It's a lot going on. It's a whole lot going on. Keyshawn Davis talking crazy. You know, he talking about tank this, tank that, tank this, tank that. I think Shakur need to wait in line. That's what I personally think. That's what I personally feel. I feel Shakur need to wait in. I mean, Keyshawn need to wait in line. I don't think he should just rush to the top, and fight Tank. I don't see that. I think he should really go through the motions, go through he shouldn't just jump the line. That's not G. He gotta wait his turn like everybody else. Real talk. You gotta wait his turn. Just like everybody else. Then you got the Tank and the Roach fight. Hey man, I don't what can I say? I can't comment on that. That's his decision. But my thing is this: Roach is not a bum. Roach is a featherweight world champ. He has the title, the real title. So you don't get a title just by uh being a bum. And he beat that boy Hector Garcia for that. Hector Garcia, uh, he wasn't a walk in the park until Tank stopped him. And then, it was just, he was a shell of himself. And he wound up catching the title again, and Roach took it from him. So that's the end of that saga. That's how that went. So I really do think it's gonna be a decent fight. I think Tank gonna beat him, you know. Um, I really do feel Tank gonna beat him. I'm not gonna say by knockout or anything like that, but Tank definitely gonna beat him. Um, then we have uh Abdullah Mason. We talked about Abdullah Mason, man. We talked about him. We talked about him. We talked about him. And he wasn't fighting nobody. And he really still hasn't fought anybody. As soon as he fights somebody that's can fight a little bit, he get dropped twice. Abdullah Mason. Unbelievable. He gets dropped 2 times. It was flash knockdowns, but the point is he did get dropped. He did hit the canvas. His hand hit the canvas. That's definitely not a good look. You know, guys told me today we can't say he's chinny because of that, but after the fight, he said this boxing thing's gonna happen. Yeah, it's boxing and things gonna happen. But just say if somebody with some real power had have hit you like that, then what? I'm not gonna say you would have got stopped or anything like that, but uh that wasn't that wasn't a impressive win. Period. That win wasn't impressive at all. It wasn't, you know. Yeah, so it definitely wasn't a good look, you know. And then I just don't understand Boots Ennis. Ortiz calls him out to fight on the Reyes card, fighting Reyes, and Boots turned it down. Boots turned the fight down. What type of thing is that? Come on, Boots. All this time, you know, you've been chasing Ortiz and he been chasing you or whatever. Now you get a shot and you turn the fight down. He went up to 154. And you said out of your mouth, can't nobody that's up at 154 beat me. Then he calls you out and you don't want to fight. Fact. You denied that fight. That's crazy. But you supposed to be, you know, me personally, I think Boots Ennis take too many shots. I think um I think he's overrated. I don't think he this big, you know. I don't see it. I don't think he, hit hard. Pause. None of that. You know. And then look at the competition. How are you fighting somebody and you turning around, hitting them with your backhand, then turning around, hitting them with the other hand, then doing? Come on, man. These are guys you fighting. And then when you fight someone with a little bit of skills, you stay getting punched in your face. You stay getting hit. You stay getting hit. I'm not trying to belittle the brother or nothing like that. Salute the innocent. I'm just keeping it real. See, we keep it real here on 12th round knockout. we keep it real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing for none of these fights. Imma call it how I see it. I don't think Boots Ennis is all that he is put out to be. Because if he was, he wouldn't have turned down the Ortiz fight. Ortiz was willing to fight him. So what happened? Why would he turn down that fight? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand why um Tank and Shakur haven't linked up yet. But we'll get back to that some other time. I want to talk about Shakur fighting Austin. Yeah, Austin. Good. That's gonna be that's going I think that's locked in too. If I'm not mistaken, that I think that's locked in. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's locked in. That's gonna be uh 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 a decent fight. He's tailor made for Shakur. Shakur is gonna beat his face in. He's tailor made for Shakur Stevenson. I'm talking about tailor made. And it's no doubt in my mind that Shakur is gonna beat him. First of all, Kid Austin still jumping in his punches. He only 5'1", 5'2". He's still jumping in his punches. Still. He's not coming in moving his head and moving and jabbing and working. He none of that. None of that. He's jumping in his punches. To me personally, and I ain't on my hate fighters stuff tonight. I'm just calling it how I see it. Again, Steve Austin was trash. I'm not trying to be, you know, when Southpaw say stuff, you know, cats run and hide, be scared. When he keep it real, you know. But when the brothers start keeping it real, you know, you get a lot of flack because I'm talking about another brother. I'm just keeping it real. Kid Austin has never showed me anything elite. That's my opinion. I have a right to my opinion. He I never seen no like real dog in him or real movement and real skills. Nah, I never seen it. Never seen it. I've never seen it. Kid Austin. Big shout out to Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the building. Salute Brooklyn. Salute my son Africa. He brought it home. He brought the belt home. He told y'all he was going to be world champion. He's world champion now. He took it to Brooklyn and he here. Salute to the homie. I've been telling cats about Africa now for a couple of years. Cats that in my circle didn't even know who he was. I was hollering Richard Hitchison. I seen it coming. Pause. I knew already. Already knew. And I knew somebody said today, I'm not gonna say no names, but the person who said it don't know shit about boxing. So it, you know, um, I said it and I meant it. And I meant it. So when he said he thought Pyro was gonna beat Africa, you really don't know shit about boxing. Because if you thought that, you crazy. It was no way Pyro was beating Richard Hitchison. No way. And and if I can put up, if I can put up what I wrote to him 2 days before the fight, he did exactly what I was saying. Not that he listened to me. I don't be capping like that. But he fought exactly how I wanted him to. Keep turning him, keep the jab in his face, throw the 1-2 every now and then, keep the jab in his face, throw the hook, keep the high guard up, keep spinning him, keep the jab in his face, and just box him. Richard Hitchison is a hell of a boxer. Just box him, and you'll be a world champion. And I swear, he fought, he put on a clinic. Richard Hitchison put on a boxing clinic. And see, I said to him, don't worry about the booze, none of that over there. Keep boxing that boy, keep spinning him, keep the jab, keep that stick, pause, dead in the middle of his face, one to him when it's open and it stayed open all night. Hook, move, keep him in the middle of the fucking ring, and you will beat him. Because he beat Matias because let's keep it real. Matias can't box. He a rock'em sock'em robot that hit hard. He a rock'em sock'em robot that hit hard. That's all he is. Matias. That will knock your lights out. But if you box him, that's how Pyro beat Matias. He talking about he fought him dirty all night. Whoop whoop. Come on, man. No, he boxed you. The little boxing he know how to do. He boxed you all night and beat you in Puerto Rico, in your home country. Pyro beat you with that jumping stuff. You sitting there jumping all night. Pyro jumping all night, beating on Matias, punching them all in the head, the body. Matias lost. You lost. You lost. And Richard Henderson came back out the PR and showed y'all how to do it. Now I'm gonna box him, take his title, and go home. Now we looking at Teofimo Lopez, retarded ass. Now we want Teofimo. Richard Henderson want Teofimo. That's who we calling out. That's who we looking at. That's what we want. We want Teofimo. Tailor-made for him. Tailor-made. I'm talking about beautiful. That'll be a beautiful fight. I'm talking about that'll be a beautiful fight. And I salute, I really salute Richard Henderson because he was at Mayweather Promotions. I'm talking about doing nothing. Mayweather signed that boy and had him just sitting around. Him, Iceman from Baltimore. He had signed Iceman. He signed Lil Hackett. He signed a bunch of them, a bunch of them, and all of them wind up going right over to the zone and getting their careers back. I personally feel, I personally feel in my heart, and I will take that with me, that Antoine Russell got robbed. His last one, he got robbed, man. He literally got robbed. And that wasn't G. They robbed that boy. So, you know, you gotta count it as a loss, but Matias, Matias and Antoine Russell lost the same night. That same night they lost. And if both of them would have won, the next fight was them two. Since both of them lost, they went down on the totem pole. And if Matias would have lost, would have won, shoulda, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I mean? Like he didn't, so it don't even make no sense to even talk about it. He lost, lost, he got beat. I wanna salute and shout out my boy Jalil Hackett, and I've been following Jalil for a long time, a long time. Shout out to his father Greg. Shout out to the whole DC area, Baltimore area. Yo, I want to say, Jalil, keep your head up, man. Keep your head up. Uh, don't let that discourage you. You took a loss. Keep it pushing, man. keep it pushing. Sugar Ray Robinson lost, Ali lost, Sugar Ray Leonard lost, Tommy Hearns lost, all our greats lost. I'm talking about in the black community. All of them took the loss. And let me say this, because you go through your boxing career and you retire undefeated, that don't make you great. That makes you an undefeated fighter that retired undefeated. What makes you great is what you did outside of the ring, opposed to what you did inside the ring. Anybody can win a fight. Anybody can retire undefeated. Dre did it. Andre Ward did it. He's great in my book because of what he did outside the ring as well as inside the ring. He will forever be one of the greatest fighters that ever lived. Shout out to Andre Ward. I can't say that about Floyd. I can't. I would be lying. Floyd has did a lot to good people. Now, people say Floyd, he paid for this funeral, that funeral, he did this, he did that. Whoopie whoop, whoop, whoop. All that is cool, well and dandy. But what Floyd do for his people? This is when you great. When you could go all over the world and they know you. Sugar Ray Robinson, Jack Johnson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, even through his time, he's still a great fighter. He's still considered great. Great is when you're known all over the globe and the things you've done outside the ring. So I salute the greats that I consider great. Salute to all the fallen soldiers. Salute to Andre Ward. You know, salute my boy. I also want to salute Eddie Hearn. People can hate on Eddie Hearn and say crazy stuff about him and call him all types of stuff. But Eddie Hearn one of the only cats out there that stuck his hand out to these fighters that needed help. I'm talking about these black fighters. He one of the only promoters that put his hand out. Said, "Come on, I got you." That's what counts with me, man. That's what it's about to me, man. That's what it's really about, man. That's what make that's what make you who you are. Your word, what you do, and how you move. Your word is everything. When you sit back and allow another man to take your word, you belittled yourself and you lost the utmost respect. But I want to say this, and this real talk. Sport of boxing is definitely a poor man's sport. And you have to be tough to box. It's a rigorous sport. Running a mile, uh, them sparring sessions, the gym work. That's hard work. When Floyd said hard work and dedication, that boy said a lot. Cause that's real talk, man. I respect every fighter that lace up a pair of gloves, man, and get in that fucking ring and jeopardize their life and go home and feed their family. I salute them all, every last one of them. I salute them. But Jalil, stay strong, man. Keep it pushing. Just get better. Just keep winning, man. Keep winning. A loss can only make you or break you, man. Don't let that loss deter you from being great. You know, you know, he had 12th round knockout. We keep it real. We ain't going cat, you know. Look, I love you, little bro. But you have a few, you know, bolts and stuff to tighten up, you know, here and there, you know. You have a few things to fix over here, over there, you know, put that bumper back on, you know. You know, because you know, from what I'm hearing, you had problems with the weight thing, you know. I don't know. I haven't talked to you. I haven't talked to none of your peoples. I don't know. But they said you had problems with the weight. But this what I do know is that corner was waiting for the second half of that fight for you to tire out. And it worked. It worked. Whatever happened behind the scenes in Puerto Rico Something about your weight. The guy you fought in 18 was waiting for the second half of the fight because the first half of the fight, you beat the shit out of that man. You almost had him. Second half, he put he put he put hands on you. Bottom line. Second half of that fight, he put hands on you. I couldn't understand what you was doing. You started blocking punches with your face. Again, I salute you. You young, super young. Uh, I think sometime, and this is just my opinion, I think sometime, man, in every sport and everything, man, we burn out. Like just burn out. And I think, you know, old head told me a long time ago, sometime it's cool to back up and do an assessment on your surroundings. Just do an assessment, you know. And that was one of the slickest things Cat ever told me, man. You know, and sometimes you gotta just take a little time off, man, and rest, really rest up and put your mind on other things, you know, and then come back at it with a new look. And you see some things that you could tweak, and you know, I think that's the best thing when you lose, man. Or when you just burn out. Because I know for a fact Jalil Hackett is a gym rat. I know that. You know, that's a fact. I'm more in tune with that part of the country than I am with any other part of this country when it comes down to boxing. I was on Raj podcast. I was on a show in Baltimore. I was on a show. So, them guys over there, Squeeze and all my guys. Calvin Ford, Kenny Ellis, and them my guys. I was on the show with them. I was down here, Kenny Ellis right there, Calvin Ford over there. I was on the show. You know, Fan, and that's my man. You know, I have some big things coming up. Uh, I have some big things coming up. God's willing. Um, I want to just touch on one thing before I close the show. One thing before I close the show. I want to touch on Shushu Carrington real quick. I think Shushu Carrington is a good fighter. I see good fighter. I think he's a good fighter, and he gonna do some big things in boxing. I believe, but I believe that they hype Shushu up, you know, to the point that to uh, fans and critics of boxing, and me, I'm a podcaster, you know. Um, I think they made him overrated, and that's not a good look. Now, I think Shushu is a good fighter, like I said, but let's just do a comparison real quick. Shushu and Shakur, the same age. Shakur is a three-time world champion. Shushu never won a world champ. I mean, Shushu never won a world title. That's 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 number one. Shushu last fight, he fought that tough ass African. And I'm gonna tell you, anybody can say what they want, but I said immediately after the fight, Shushu lost that fight. He lost. And he lost obviously. It was an obvious loss. Like in basketball, that's an obvious foul. To me, he obvious loss. Just like Richard Hitchison, obvious loss to what's his name? The fight before this one. He threw him a bone. To me, Shushu Carrington lost that fight. But by God's grace and mercy, they gave it to him. I'm talking about the African kid. I never got his name. So, but if you go look up his last fight and watch that fight, you will see he he lost. Choo Carrington lost that fight, but it's not his turn yet. But I'm gonna tell you, I think he's overrated, big, big time, and I'm just waiting to see him with some real competition because what I don't get is he's he's up there in age with Shakur, Hitchison, and these guys, and he's from Brooklyn, just like Hitchison. What is he considered? A prospect? How can Shushu be a prospect? How? I don't know what he's considered, but I do know this. I yet to see him do anything that made me say, okay, like Abdullah Mason, like uh uh Tiger Johnson, uh like that boy from Canada, Joseph Brown. Watch out for him. Joseph Brown. He's under Mayweather Promotions. Just keep an eye out for him. Remember I said that name. Joseph Brown from Canada. He's with Mayweather Promotions. Remember. Remember Dante Lane. Remember that name too. Dante Lane. Remember that. He's from Queens, New York. Remember him too. These are guys that's coming up. These are guys that's coming up. Pause. Scooter Davis out of DC. Salute Scooter. Uh, the other kid from DC. I could never get his name right. Um, Watch these guys. Who I'm saying. These are guys that's Carmel Morton. These guys that's coming up. But the only thing about Carmel Morton is this. Somebody need to teach Carmel Morton how to box. Somebody need to teach him how to box. He's not good at boxing. He has power, but he can't box his way out of a wet paper bag. When I say box, I'm talking about setting traps. I'm talking about working your back foot, working your front foot. Carmel Morton, the bell rings, he on his front foot going straight at whoever. He's right. He's going straight at him. Mom, mom, ready to take your head clean off his shoulders. And see, you're gonna have somebody that can box with power because Ramel Morton keep his head right down the fucking middle. He keep his head straight down the middle. He keep his head right there. You don't see him. I mean, he's short. You don't see him moving his head. You don't see that. And if anybody say they see it, they lying. I'm a boxing analyst. I watch boxing. They say they seen that. They lying. In Cormel Morton. This thing is, he's coming in there to knock you out. And I don't understand for the life of me why he's not being taught how to box. See, It's levels to this shit. That's what people forget. It's levels to this shit. Or box. Shout out everybody who came through, check me out. Salute to all my real ones. Shout out to my man Hassan Lane. Shout out to Eastwick. Salute to all my real ones. You know how I ended? Same way. Jersey.